Hi everyone, Dave Verdoon here from innovationtutorials.com. Today we're going to be talking about concept selection. So evaluating concepts is a really important and a non-trivial part of all product development projects. And teams often make a poor or too quick of a decision on what the best concept is, which often comes back to haunt them. So as I'm sure you know, there are many methods that'll help you evaluate and select concepts. If you look at a wide scale, from one end, you could throw darts or flip a coin or just pick your first idea. And on the other end of the scale are some very sophisticated, time-consuming math algorithms that take into consideration multiple people's opinions, their confidence levels. So in this video tutorial, you'll learn the importance of taking the emotions out of evaluating concepts and a little bit more of an objective way to choose when you have several alternatives to choose from. Three common approaches we're going to include. A couple that are pretty easy. One's called the Ease Impact Matrix and the other one's the 9-box. And then we're going to show you one that's a little bit more comprehensive and thorough called Pugh Concept Evaluation. You'll learn some best practice criteria that should be considered when you're evaluating ideas. We'll also show you how to make your life a little bit easier using Microsoft Excel to capture and prioritize those ideas. And we'll show you a couple.
That brings us to evaluating concepts. So once we generate a bunch of concepts in step 4, we need to evaluate those. And there's a lot of different concepts that we can use, and we're going to look at 3 different approaches. Implemented. And basically we'll output this to a graphical representation of the priorities. And when we're generating ideas with sticky notes, we'll just stick them where we think they go as far as the Ease Impact Matrix. So it doesn't have to be anything complicated. The range is from 0.5, which is very difficult to implement, to 9.5, very easy to implement. So yeah, it's pretty easy to implement this. And then what impact is it going to have when we implement it? We think it's going to have a very high impact. So very quickly, you can see that idea number 11 is an awesome idea because it's way up here in the right-hand corner. The green area is the best ideas and the red down here. Basically, the 9-box uses 2 criteria, and you can pick the criteria that makes sense for your project. For cost reduction projects, we use are the ideas that are worth further consideration. Let's filter everything else out. So we end up with just a few ideas that are good. And then we open up the rest of this document with the volume, the number of vehicles that are going to be made. In this particular case, it's 200,000 that are going to be made in the next year. An evaluation and synthesis process. So one of the biggest mistakes is people just pick one of the original ones to be the winner, and the goal is to come up with something better than all the original ideas. So we'll come up with some concepts. Here are our concepts. You know, the regular disposable razor with the head handle and blade. We've got wax, we've got straight edge, electric. So what are the inputs? So let's talk about the inputs, that criteria. I said it's so important. So where does that come from? One place it can come from is the metrics and targets derived from customer requirements. So how do we measure the success of a customer requirement? That's one of the things that the House of Quality does, is it translates customer needs into objective measures. So consider the Kano model. These first 3 bullets are all dealing with